I have been in sales now for a couple of months now, and one of the most difficult thing we face in sales is knowing the right question to ask a prospect. When you know the right question to ask a prospect, it will be easier for you to close the sale. But when you don't know the right question to ask a prospect, it will be like you climbing Mountain Everest. It will be very difficult to close the sale. So in this video, I'm gonna be sharing with you the four most important or four most powerful questions you can ask a prospect to close any sales. You understand? So how did I actually find this formula? When I started in sales, although I'm not making millions of dollars, but I'm pretty, selling my stuff on a daily basis. Now you get the point. So how do I discover this formula? When I started in sales, I was finding it difficult to sell my product. At the end of the day, I will hear things like I don't have the money, I will get back to you, I need to speak to my spouse, all these things, a lot of communication. So I was like, why am I finding it difficult to close sales? You get the point? Because I see people still making money from sales, and yeah, I'm struggling. You get the point? So that was when I started doing my research. And what I'm about to share with you is something that is very practical. It's something that is very you should look at it. You see that yeah, this is how it is. I actually found this process from doctors. You all know doctors. You know that doctors are also salespeople. You get the point? Doctors are also salespeople, but doctors never sound desperate. Doctors never sound salesy. Doctors never negotiate price. Yet whenever they mention a drug to a patient, that patient must buy it immediately. So why is it so? You get the point? So I was trying to find out what is this doctors. I know that one of the sometimes when people take action is when something is people take action immediately, it's saying when something is related to their health, you understand? So but I was trying to understand the science behind it. Why is it that doctors sell out their product effortlessly? You get the point? Is there any way that I can actually use this process that doctors use to sell their product and implement it in my own sales tactic and use it to sell more of my products? And that's exactly what I did. And the four questions or the fourth theoretical psychology things I'm about to share with you is what doctors actually use to sell out most of their drugs all the time. You got the point? So let's go over to it. So I wanted to pay very close attention and comment in this comment section what exactly are you selling and what are the problems you are facing in sales, you understand? So that I can make videos around it. So the first question a doctor asks you when you come to his office, you understand, is first, what's your problem? That is the question a doctor asks you when you come to his office. So whenever a prospect comes to you, the first question you should ask a prospect is, what's your problem? What's your goal right now? And that is so for you to understand whether even if the prospect is the right question, even if the prospect is the right person for that your product, or are you able to solve the prospect problem? You get the point? So that is the first one. What's your problem, Samuel? What's the problem, Mr. Man? What's the problem? And the prospect to go ahead and explain, I'm doing this, I'm having low conversion rate, I don't convert my list into paying customers, I don't know the right question. You understand? So whenever so if you take this in hospital, whenever a patient comes to the doctor's office, one of the things doctor does is hey, what's your problem? And the patient will go and start ahead. I used to have headache at night, and I used to have stomach pain in the morning, I used to have nose bleeding in the afternoon, understand? So the doctors will start telling them, the patient will start saying. Now after the first question, if you look at it, the next thing the doctor does which is the second question is the doctor label back to them what they have just said. You get the point? So the doctor will say, ma'am, if I understand you well, you said that you have low pain, you have a headache in the night, stomach pain in the morning, and nose bleeding in the afternoon. The patient will say, yes, doctor. Now the importance of labeling is in sales is to let the prospect that you actually understood what they are saying. It should let the person know that you actually understood their pain point. Don't just go ahead and start asking questions bravely. And so when you carry this experiment or what this doctor does to your sales system, after the person must have explained to you your problem, you say something like, okay, someone, if you understand the word, you say that you generate leads, but you struggle to convert your leads into paying customers, and the prospect will say yes. You understand? So you try to label it back to them so that the prospects will feel like, wow, this person understood my pain points and this is the right person to solve my problem for me. You get the point? So that is the second question. Now the third one is you try to overview the past experience. So here is the thing: if you check this at the doctor's part, or after the patient says yes, the doctor asks him, have you tried anything? Have you taken any medications before? That is what the doctors will ask the patient. Have you tried to have you taken any medication? And the patient will be like, no, I haven't, or yes, I haven't, or I have taken this. So when you are implied this to sales, you have to ask the prospect, have you tried anything to solve this particular problem before? Because I just want to let you know that you are not the first person that prospect is coming to. You get the point? You are not the first person they are coming to solve that particular problem. Yes, they must have tried different solutions in the past that didn't work for them. And this is the third question, is what I call handling the past experience. Now I want to tell you something, that whenever a prospect comes to you, they must have tried maybe 3 or 4 different solutions in the past that didn't work for them. So you are not the first one. So if you fail to handle their past experience very well, they will associate your product with what didn't work for them in the past, and they will think that your product is the same. Now let me explain it well. Let me say you bought iPhone 16 Pro Max 4 times. Now after 2 weeks, the iPhone 16 Pro Max went off and start blinking and start on again. You understand? The this 4th iPhone 16 Pro Max you bought, almost 4, have this same issue. So if I come to you now and be like, hey, buy my iPhone 16 Pro Max, what do we do? You'll be like, hey, go away. I just bought iPhone 16 Pro Max 4 last week, and you went down after 2 weeks, and here you are telling me again to buy iPhone 16 Pro Max. So what do you have to do as a salesperson who wants to sell me iPhone 16 Pro Max for the 5th time? What you have to do is say, okay, man, let me see those iPhone 16 that you have bought. They will bring it. You say, you start checking, okay, you can see this iPhone is not made in USA. This iPhone is copyright. This iPhone is this, or this iPhone is this. Okay, now look at this, my own iPhone. Now you get the point. My iPhone, you can see that your own doesn't have Apple logo at the back, but my own have Apple logo at the back, and you can look at Steve Jobs' signature in it to understand. So what you have to do in the past experience, after you ask them, is there anything they have tried in the past to solve this particular problem in the past? If they say yes, ask them what they have done. Tell them why those things didn't work for them. Yes, tell them why those things didn't work for them. Maybe if they are struggling to convert their list into pay customers, maybe tell them that they are not good at creating offers. Tell them why those things they have done in the past didn't work for them, and tell them why your own product is better, or why your own product will get them the results they are looking for. You get the point? I hope you are following me. So the handling the prospect past experience is always crucial itself. It's always very important itself. But I have seen, I see a lot of people, they don't even talk about this. But this is from my own personal experience. When you fail to address the prospect past experience, they will be like, I don't think there is something different between this person and the last 4 persons that I have tried with. You get the point? So you have to understand, overview their past experience to build that trust and relationship with your prospect. Now let's go over to the next one, which is the 4th question, and not the least. Is you have to ask the prospect, if you have a clear plan right now, are you ready to execute to get the result you are looking for? This one is to test the stage the prospect is. Are there any hard prospect, or are they ready to take action immediately? Samuel, if I give you a clear plan right now, are you ready to take action to get the result you are looking for? Now press yes, I'm ready to take action now. And that is where you go ahead and review to them how your product actually works. How your product will give them the result they are looking for. You get the point? So we have come to the end of this video. So let's summarize everything. The first question I have to ask them is, what's your problem? What are you passing through right now? The second question is, you labeled bad their pain to them. If you understand the way, this is what they said yes. And the third one is, you overview the past experience. Ask them, is there anything you have done in the past to solve this particular problem? And the last one is, you ask them if they are ready to take action based on what you'll be sharing with them. If they say yes, go ahead and review your product to them. You get the point? So I also made a video on the 8 dark psychological ways you can use, tactics you can use it to sell your product to anyone. So click this video here to watch it, and see you on the next video.